Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. This week I have been ill. I've just had this like stupid cold. My whole family ended up getting sick. I was the third one to go down, I think. It's just like a stupid cold or something. I don't know. I'm pretty much fine now. My only symptoms are like I'm congested and fatigued and things like that, like little minuscule things. So with not having a ton of energy, I didn't know what to film for YouTube today, so I thought we would just do something simple like a paint with me, which is what we're doing now. But whenever I paint and on a whim decide to film it, I always get nervous about like the outcome. I'm always like nervous that it's not like looking perfect or whatever, which is dumb. So I'm just fiddling around and letting myself be messy. I've been seeing like really cool card outlines on Instagram and Pinterest lately, so I just thought I would mess around and like it's not a card. It doesn't not at all look like a card obviously, but I don't know, it looks cool. Like it looks like it could be a card at some point. I don't know. But it's besides the point. I just wanted to fiddle around and paint something without too much stress. As I was painting, I was listening to Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. Oh my gosh, that book emotionally destroyed me. I remember reading The Hunger Games back in middle school, but I didn't care for them that much. I'm going to blame it on my middle school teachers. I loved reading. I still love reading, but I had to gain that love of reading back because my middle school curriculum just like beat my love into the ground. Back in elementary school, I was a really quick reader. I thrived on finishing a big book. I loved the Familiars series. I'm still so angry that they don't write anymore. I'm still so angry for my younger self who loved those books that, what are they called? J. Epstein? I cannot remember the author's readers, but it was a series called The Familiars, and it was basically about this cat, a blue jay, and a frog, and they were all, I think it was actually a tree frog, they're all familiars to these like little wizard and witch kids, but they get like separated, so the familiars have to like take reign of the adventure, and I haven't read them in a while, but like that's what I recall. But I really liked the series, and they like finished the trilogy and then they wrote a new book, and I think they were supposed to write more books from what I remember, but then they never did. Anyways, besides the point, I'm going on a tangent here. Then I discovered Warrior Cats at some point, and that's a huge series. I never finished it, but I would just read book after book after book after book. And in elementary, I don't know if y'all had AR tests. Basically, it was like a website where we would read our book, and then afterwards we would go take a test on how much we retained from the book and just answer like stupid questions like, did Timmy fall in the well? Yes or no? Things like that. And then based on how many points you got right, you got points towards your AR goal, and your AR goal was something that your teacher would set for you. Most kids, I think, were around like 15 to like 25 points maybe to achieve, which is like, it's not that hard. And then at the end of each quarter, if we reached our reading goal, we would get some sort of like reward, whether it was like some field trip or party or something like that. But it was super fun because I was a reader, so I enjoyed it. But my 5th grade teacher set crazy goals for me and tested my 11-year-old's patience. However much patience an 11-year-old can have. He, for one of the quarters, he had set it to 50 points, to which I thought was a lot. I beat it with great stride. I just read a ton, and then I also like kind of cheated and would just look up like fairy tale books. They were all like, you can maybe get like 0.5 points out of it towards your goal or whatever. But I just like looked up every Cinderella book and just winged it. I got maybe like, I don't know, not a whole bunch of points out of it, but still met my goal. And then the next quarter, he put it at 100 points. And I was like, are you kidding me? I was like excited about it, but I was also kind of nervous because I remember we were coming up to like the last day and I still hadn't met like the 100-point goal. So me and all the other kids are just like rushing on AR tests, just trying to like look up books that we might know, like fairy tales. But I'm not sure if I got it that time. I think I was really close. Like I got to like 98 points or something like that. And I was like devastated because I was like, I can't go on the field trip. But my teacher was like, no, like of course you can go on the field trip. I set your goal to 100 points. And then I think he set 100 points for my goal the next quarter, and I think I did beat that. But anyways, back to the thing. Middle school destroyed my love of reading. We didn't have anything fun like AR points and go on a field trip if you read. We had, for every book you read, you have to write a book report. And since I read freaking a book a day, I had to write so many stupid book reports. I ended up at some point just doing like slideshows, videos, because they were just so easy for me to like produce and pop out. And at some point those got too tedious for me and I just like hated writing these book reports. I loved reading, but I hated writing every single one of these book reports. And sometimes they were like super long essays, or there was one teacher who was like, okay, no more videos, or like you can do one video, one essay. Like you couldn't keep doing the same project over and over again. So even if I wrote an essay for each book, like I wasn't allowed to write an essay for each. Like I'd have to change out my project, and that was stupid. So in middle school, just decided to stop reading. Just decided to stop reading, and then at some point I just fell out of reading and didn't love it. So at some point I picked up the Hunger Games books because those were big back in the day. And I read them. I liked the first one, and I was cool with the second one. The third one, I didn't retain crap. I honestly thought the third book was really boring, and I did not care for it. And I know all of these other people were like, oh my gosh, the Hunger Games, and I love the Hunger Games, and I was just like, I get it, but I also don't get it. You know, like, they're fine or whatever, but they're not like the Big Bang, you know what I mean? Now that I'm out of like school in general, I've started picking books back up and learning to love to read again. So I've picked up the Hunger Games books again to reread them because I've been seeing them on TikTok and Red Note and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, let me try these again. Read the first book, really liked it. Like I really liked it. So much more better than the movie. Read Catching Fire, loved it again. And hits really too close to home nowadays in real life, politically. You know what I mean? Those who get it, get it. I have not reread Mockingjay yet, and I have not read, was it Songbirds and Ballads? Ballads of Songbirds? Ballads of Songbirds? I don't remember. Whatever the fourth book is. And then a few days ago, Sunrise of the Reaping came out, and I found the audiobook. So I listened to that, and oh my god. Ripped me apart. But it was really good, and the connections from the new book, and without any spoilers, it was really good. The connections from this new book to the original trilogy, crazy. I feel like I'm able to like practice my critical thinking with this series, and I can book club this almost with myself. And there's so many like parallels to go back and find in the original trilogy connecting to this book. It's pretty crazy. I think the writing was super impressive, and yeah, it was really good. Again, hits a little too close to home politically. This book had to do a lot with propaganda. But yeah, that's basically been my week. It's just being sick and listening to the Hunger Games book. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. If you want to check out more of my art, I have a few links down below to my Instagram, I think my TikTok, and definitely my online shop. Please give that a look. And as always, I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!